Coach, as the national spotlight's about to shine down on Orlando, and you look at what you guys have accomplished so far this season, how proud are you of some of the milestones, like whether it be where the team is on defense or home record? How proud are you of some of those things that he showcased tonight?
Well, I'm proud of the group of their focus on defense. I think we've talked about it from the beginning of training camp, being able to hang our hats defensively. And these guys have really poured in and dove in with the coaching staff to focus in on exactly what we need to do to accomplish some of our goals. And then you talk about the home record, just being able to take care of home, to play our style of basketball with a high level of energy, high level of support from this, our fantastic crowd and our supporters.
Today is 7 weeks since Paolo was diagnosed with a corneal bleak. How is he progressing?
As you guys have seen what he's able to do on the court, I know you guys have some film sessions of him, dribbling the basketball, jogging up and down a little bit at his own pace. So he's just continued to respond to treatments as we go, and just kind of feel how his energy is. A lot of it's going to come more towards conditioning in a lot of ways.
When you talk to the medical staff, is this a multi-week deal, or how do you guys? What's the approach?
It's constant. With that, it just has to stay with a consistent level of how he responds to what he does the day before. I think that's been the most important piece for him, because these things, they are tricky, and I think being able to understand that with everybody's body responds differently. So just knowing what he's doing on a day-to-day basis and how he responds the previous day is going to be the next day is going to be very important.
So what hasn't he done? What hasn't he been able to do yet?
He's been on the court. He's been able to do ball handling. He's been able to do some jogging up and down. He hasn't been able to do contact yet.
We saw him kind of doing some stretching movements, and he's over there in the weight room as well.
Yeah.
Is there kind of is there almost a process of him having to kind of relearn some of the movements and stuff as he's been out for so long?
Well, I think it's, when you haven't used a certain part of your body, I think being able to adjust to it is going to be very important. And I think that's why we keep going back to how do they respond to whatever you've done, that previous day. I think it's very important to notice it, to register it, and understand how much you can push yourself at certain times. And I think that's what we continue to look at.
How's he feeling personally? I'm sure he's antsy to get back on the court. He knows he has to go through the process, but how's he feeling? What's his energy?
His spirits have been great. He understands that it is a process. And does he want to be on the court? Absolutely. Anybody that's been out for any number of period of time, whether that's a week to 2 weeks to 7 weeks, you want to be on the floor with your guys. And I think he's done a great job of responding to staying engaged, to communicating, to being and communicating in film sessions, all those little things that he's able to do, that he can control. He's doing a great job of it.
We talked to Gary earlier. He said he's not playing tonight, but how far along is he in his recovery process?
Yeah, I think Gary's close. We always talk about not being able to have a certain number on what that looks like, but it always goes back to how do guys respond to things that we've done, the previous days, like him being able to jump into certain reps during practice, being able to bump a little bit, to go with some conditioning work. I think all those things are very important, and then you have to listen to how they respond and how their bodies respond to it.
What have been some of the positives you've seen since Dell has been back and getting to use him, Goga, and Mo kind of in equal balance?
Well, I think just the versatility of that group, those three that you talk about, the defensive purposes that who he's able to guard in different situations, 1 through 5 at times. Then you talk about, the size and the length of the rebounding that with our group that we continue to do, just finding ways to finish possessions off one, but also to crash the offensive glass being the second part of it. I think that's really helping, where we are offensively.
How can that be an advantage tonight? OKC, even with Hartenstein back, they throw out some smaller lineups. They still play big. How can that be an advantage tonight?
You have to use it, recognize it when it happens, because there's a reason why they're the number one defense in the league. They do a great job, regardless of size. They do a great job of switching, not necessarily letting you find the mismatch, and not letting it go to your advantage. So I think we've got to be smart, quick decisions. Crashing the glass is going to be an obvious key, but being able to get out and use the size advantage, but not just honing in on that to the point where we don't have a flow and a rhythm to the game.
Shea is one of the best players in the league at getting to the free throw line. Obviously, you guys emphasize defending without fouling a lot, but how tough of a challenge is it when you're going up against somebody like that?
It's extremely tough. I mean, he's 9 free throws a game at 90%. I think that's where he's getting a majority of the points, as well as finding a rhythm while he's on the court. I think our ability to show discipline, showing our hands, which I'll continue to yell from the sideline as much as possible, but then positioning is going to be so important. Our guys studying the film, knowing what he's able to do. There's a reason why he is an MVP candidate, because of how good he is and making it difficult on defenders.
Seen a player that plays at his kind of rhythm before. It seems like he's pretty herky-jerky. He's been stopping the mid-range and getting to the rim. Like, what do you see when you look at the film in the challenge of defending him at all three levels?
MVP candidate. And guys that have that quality make it difficult to have one specific game plan for. They can manipulate your defense. He also plays defense, being able to get steals. But then offensively, his ability to get you in foul trouble, to understand how he can manipulate the pick and roll, where guys are on the floor, getting his guys involved, understanding how he can break you down. So guys like that, you just have to put different matchups in front of him. You've got to put different lineups in front of him. You've got to put different coverages in front of him just to keep him off balance as best as you can, because he's a smart, high IQ basketball player that has a great rhythm and feel for the game.
How valuable Gary is as a coach. When you look at this team and you're watching tape of this team, how do you keep them confident in their shooting? And what do you we may have a sense of what the quality of the shots are, or what are the quality of the shots that you guys are taking to you?
Well, I mean, if you look at last game against the Knicks, I think we had 3 possessions where we were there was no one in front of us. We had time to basically shoot a free throw from the 3-point line. So it's just being able to step into it with confidence and comfort level, because these guys continue to put the work in. But knowing those are the shots that you do want, and you have to work, continue to work as this group has at knowing that these things are going to fall, and knowing that they'll fall because of the work that you've put in, and these are the shots that you're looking for.
In addition to OKC's ability to switch, what impresses you with their defense?
I think they're handsy. They do a great job of being physical without fouling. They get their hands on the basketball a ton. They make you speed up more than you want to. I think because, to your point of their switching, I think a lot of teams think that you can get the switch and just punish it right away, but they're coming and swarming the basketball, swiping at the basketball, so you never have a clean rhythm for actually trying to expose the mismatch. So you've got to make quick decisions and quick reads as fast as you can.
And if there are so few weak links, if they have any weak links, how do you want to see your team attack or deal with the switching?
It has to be about quick decisions, because regardless of how much they switch and how much they swipe at the ball moves faster than bodies. And if we're moving the ball quickly and making right decisions, quick decisions, it'll put them in a scramble mode. So now you're looking at the shots that you want, because their bodies can't get to you either at the 3-point line, or you're driving and attacking the lane before there can be a rotation. And I think that happens with quick decisions and fast ball movement.
What are some things you're looking for tonight to set the tone for the rest of the homestand?
Our defense. We'll continue to talk about it. It's going to set the tone for us as we move forward throughout this year, specifically at home, because of the energy of the crowd, because of the energy of our fans, our ability to be defensive-minded and physical without fouling, as we said with Shea and Jalen getting to the free throw line. I think our ability to do those things are very important. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Gary.
What up?
Gary.
Morning.
Gary, first
It's
off,
a nice
how you
hat.
feeling? How's everything coming along?
Oh, feeling good. I'm getting close. Just trying to get over this hump, this last little bit. So hopefully I can be out there soon.
You feel like you can play tonight?
You said what?
Do you feel like you can play tonight?
I'm not gonna play tonight, but I'm definitely getting close.
From what you've observed from the bench, obviously the team is going through a different transition period, first without Paolo, then without Franz. What have you observed from your perspective?
Just us responding to adversity. I mean, it's definitely not ideal, but you never know what each season's going to bring. But this has brought a lot of opportunity for a lot of guys, to get more reps, to get more experience, and I just think it's great for us, especially this time of year, for everybody to continue to adjust to different roles and continue to figure out how to get wins, because at the end of the day, the game still goes on. So just trying to embrace this process and trying to do whatever we can to get a win each night. Each night's going to be different.
You aren't playing tonight, but what has this process been like for you as you've been trying to come back?
Injuries can be frustrating. I've dealt my fair share of them. So just keeping a positive mindset, trying to help my teammates and my brothers as much as possible. While I'm out, and still trying to stay engaged, and just trying to work as hard as I can to get out, but still being patient and making sure I'm out there when I'm 100% healthy.
We know what you can bring to this team with three-point shooting. What have you seen from the team, or what have you talked to the team about? Hitting threes and kind of staying confident.
Just staying confident. Like, we're generating good looks. So, we get good looks, we have to take them. And, some days it's going to go in, some days it's not. But at the end of the day, we can control our energy, we can control our effort, we can control how we play on the defensive end because we know we're a defensive team. And, that's how we've been able to, make up for, the inconsistency in the lineups because at the end of the day, we know we all guard. So just continue to, keep that mindset, control what we can control, and we have open looks, continue to take them with confidence.
When you guys watch the tape, are they the looks that you guys want? When you see that on the 40?
No, I think we're generating great looks. Since I've been here, I think these are the best looks we've been generating. So we've got to continue to take them. Our volume has definitely increased in threes, has with the whole league. So it's been a little different, but continue to just step up, take them with confidence, and knock them down. Because when we hit threes, and playing defense, we're a hard team to beat.
You appreciate great team defense. How do the Thunder do what they do defensively on that end, especially without their 7-footer? In the lineup.
I would say Hartenstein pretty big too, but they have many versatile defenders. They switch 1 through 5. They're physical. They take pride in defensive end. So I think that's just the main thing. As a defensive team, you kind of respect other defensive teams. You know what they bring, and we know what we bring. So it's going to be a physical game.
Seems like a lot of the top defenses around the league are younger teams, with whether it's you guys or Oklahoma City or Houston. Do you see something that is kind of in common between all three of you besides just age?
I feel like the whole league is younger now, but this is definitely just young guns trying to make their mark in the league and trying to establish themselves and trying to just figure out how to win. It's so hard to win in this league, and if you're not playing defense, it's probably not going to win. So I think that's just a major key, and I think it's it's great to see. No doubt, sure.
We're great.